We've just listened to Wage War's new album, Stigma. Full album reactions on Patreon. In 2021, Wage War released Manic, which was one of my favorite albums of the year and was a really important album for modern metal. I feel like it really shaped modern metal and modern metalcore over the next couple of years. A lot of what they were doing with nu metal style riffs, Slipknotty heavier stuff, like the low corpse vocal stuff that they were bringing in. I think they were like the kind of first driving big kind of metal band to do that. Before that, I hadn't really heard much of their stuff at all, Wage War. This is their 5th album, Stigma, that we're listening to tonight. They've been releasing albums since 2015, so this is 9 years into it. They're releasing their 5th album. The things I like about this album: 10 songs, perfect, amazing, 31 minutes, incredible. Even better. I've already heard 3 of the songs and they're interesting. So I heard Magnetic first. It is dad rock, butt rock, going for the radio. Good on them. Step it up. Make a lot of money. You guys are great. I'm happy for you. Nails, which is Manic again. Or sorry, Nail 5. So it's hard to hate it because I love Manic. You know, if you're angry that Magnetic's too different, Nails is too similar. Then Tombstone was heavy as hell. So that's a nice mix that they've released. 3 of the 7 songs. Something completely different and mainstream. Something ridiculously heavy. And something similar to what they've done in the past that we love. So it's hard to complain. I'm excited about this one. Let's get straight in with track 1 of 10. The show's about to start. All right, give me that electronic stuff. These guys, well known for it. What does this remind me of? Way more electronic dance than I expected. Oh, I know the song this reminds me of. Abel Hart, Masterpiece. This is what this intro track reminds me of. This is what Wage War's first track reminds me of. This is not what I expected from the first song on the Wage War album. Now that I listen back, yeah, a lot. The show's about to start. Okay. I'm glad I did that Abel Hart thing when I did it. They're doing all their elements. The show's about to start. Ooh. Little industrial. It's got those Corey screams that I love. Interesting that this is track 1 and then the last track is this how it ends? Okay. They're gonna playlist to open their shows. It's, of course they are. It's a show opener. So that electronic stuff at the start, that's so they can start it when they're off stage and then they can come out on stage and get heavy. I love it. It's a great idea. Great idea. Very clever. On to track 2, Self-Sacrifice. The irony, 'cause you said you'd die for me. You die for me when I would hate for you. Oh, it is Manic that I'm thinking of. Alright, so this song also reminds me of Manic. Oh, the irony, very Bring Me. I'm getting a lot of like WWE pro wrestling intro song vibes from these guys so far. Looking at that little thing that I've got down here, now this makes sense. I couldn't figure out what this was. It's a puddle. It's a puddle with droplets. Alright, it makes sense now. It's hard to be angry at that. Track 3, Magnetic, the big radio track. Get that thing on Sirius XM or whatever it is. Super Bad Omensy. It's occurring to me now, I didn't listen to this track again. It's fine. I really want to like this album. I'm trying to reconcile internally why I'm so fine with Bring Me the Horizon's new album being so commercial. I think it's commercial and very exciting and new, and I think this is just easy. It's still very Wage War. Alright, track 4, we got Nails, Nail 5. It's like they really wanted to do what Bad Omens and Bring Me the Horizon are doing. Again, it's WWE entrance music core. WWE entrance core, we'll call it. The breakdown is sick. Trying to get a thumbnail for this song was a nightmare. It's just constant movement and blur. Oh, and here we are. Speaking of blur, perfect segue. Track 5, Blur, with a music video. Oh, hell yes. Alright. I did not know this was going to have a video. This I like.
I put the pieces back together again.
I like this a lot. I like this build.
Feels like it's all about
Post-hardcore-ish. Reminds me of Rain City Drive. Fair bit.
I can never seem to see it through. Feels like I'm upside down. Feels like it's all about.
Love the bass line.
Feels like it's all.
Completely fine. It's like probably my favorite thing on the album so far. It's more my genre. I'm more of a post-hardcore guy, to be completely honest, and I still just wasn't 100% in on it. It's so formulaic. This album, I don't know. Let's keep going. Next one. I've heard this is Tombstone. It feels like they've lost the freshness. Whatever it was that Manic had, it was very new. Little old school. This is what people that don't listen to Metallica think Metallica sounds like. Tombstone. Track 6 onto track 7, Happy Hunting. The track length, I'm really enjoying. Alright. The Matrix themes come back. We're back to the electronica. Reminds me of Post-Human EP or album from Brimmy. Obey is the song that this reminds me of. Obey with Youngblood. There's nothing bad about this. I think Manic's just so good, and this is so fine. Like the guitar tone's so flat, generic, hard rocky. I don't know. It's hard to describe what this is lacking. Happy Hunting, track 7 onto track 8, Hellbent. Don't mind it. Chorus is cool. It's on the verge of not being in my genre. It's that one step towards that hard rock stuff that I don't get into. I can't remember. What are the band with the dude that used to be in Creed started? The other band, Vicenti or whatever, I don't know. All that kind of stuff is what this reminds me of. What this would fit with. It's just kind of flat. And I've got to say, like, I'm not tired. It's not because it's late. That happens on album reactions a lot. If I start late and it goes late and I'm tired and I'm not into it, it's early. I'm full of caffeine. I'm full of energy. I'm just not feeling it. And I wish I was. Track 9, In My Blood. Bit of Mick Gordon to it. I don't want to listen to any of these songs again. I'm not excited about any of them. None of these I'm wanting to send to people to listen to. It feels like they had to write an album. It feels like they had to write an album and a lot of different people's hands touched it. This makes me want to go and listen to Silent Planet again. I feel like this makes me appreciate Super Bloom more because they're trying to do something so exciting and different. And these guys are trying to make a popular hard rock album comprised of all the bands that are currently good in the scene. Oh, don't try to save yourselves with a good bass tone now. I think the dude's voice is just flat as well in this one. It's just... I'm trying to like this. Feels soulless. I'm so excited for this last track from the title. We're coming up to the final track of the album, track 10. It's called Is This How It Ends? The longest song on the album at 4 minutes. This is possibly the best song on the album, and it reminds me of something else. It's not too close to touch, is it? What does this remind me of? The chorus, very reminiscent of a big song that I like. And then this change reminds me of something else. God, I wish I could remember which songs these were. This is driving me nuts. Is this how it ends? 25 seconds of ambient electronic? I think it's Sympathy by Too Close to Touch. All right, let's go to this chorus.
Don't you dare say I'm gonna make it.
I don't know. It's just very reminiscent of other bands and other things. A lot of Bad Omens, a lot of Bring Me the Horizon, a lot of hard rock. I just don't have any strong feelings for it. It's fine. It's more on the butt rock, hard rock side of modern metal. Is Manic as good as I'm remembering? Immediately better. Explosive, raw, it's a much better mix. It's way more like era, way more progressive. Still has the electronic stuff, but it's not formulaic. It just sounds better.
I had to stop like a runaway train. Look around, but I don't feel nothing at all. Thanks for the phone.
It just sounds better. Way better. It's more interesting. There's a better mix. There's more high end and low end. The new album's just flat.
Dance on the grave, 5 nails in the gas.
There's no energy. It's slow. It's flat.
I did everything I could, but there's no way around it.
Oh my god, it's so boring in comparison. That's crazy. All right, I'm so glad I did that because I thought that whole time that I was being like unfairly mean. But going back and quickly comparing the two, they've taken a giant backward step. It's just like they've really simplified. They're not experimenting. It's not exciting. The mix is nowhere near as good. Can you imagine if it's just the production? If it's nothing to do with the band? If the production is just way more boring? It's completely fine. I have no interest in listening to it again. If it came on when I was at a party, I would be like, hell yes, I love Wage War. And I'd have no problem with it. But there's no excitement. I have no excitement for it. If that upsets you, I'm going to still listen to Manic. And if one of these songs comes on shuffle, I'm not going to skip it. But I can't ever imagine a time where I'd be like, oh, hell yes, I want to go and listen to Wage War's album, Stigma. What about that album would elicit that emotion? They're a good band. They're a heavy band. I like heavy music. I wish them all the best. I hope that this is very successful and that they get to where they're trying to go and that they can live off their music for the rest of their life and do big, amazing tours and all of that. But it's not exciting for me at all. It's not the kind of stuff that I like. So I wish them well with this album. I hope that one day the stuff that they write is more back to what I like because Manic was such a breakout album. I should go and listen to the old Wage War stuff because apparently it's so different. That's a very good idea. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. The full album reaction is on Patreon. I'll see you then.